Christian Eriksen, the captain or the vice captain of the Danish national team, has gone ahead and recommended Rasmus Hojlund to Erik ten Hag. Remember, they've gone ahead to meet into the first international break ever since Rasmus Hojlund was linked to Man United. The first time Rasmus Hojlund went ahead to play for the national team, it was around 14th and 16th of March. Eriksen was not there because he was just recovering and returning from injury, something that really never saw these two meet up. But this time around, no sooner had they met up than Eriksen had a statement to put out, and it was given to us via Sports Witness. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Good afternoon, good morning. And Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really confirmed to us the price that Atalanta is calling in for Rasmus Hojlund, a 20-year-old that is going in to come to Man United as wanted by Erik ten Hag. We are discussing the possibility of getting in defenders at Man United and on what purpose is really being hinged onto this level. And lastly, Dean Henderson is one of those that a source coming in from Nottingham in the Midlands is going to confirm to us that they have made him their priority signing of the summer, meaning that they want to sign him first before they get in any other player at Nottingham Forest, having survived what we call the relegation. Now, let's see close to 200 likes smashed in this video, and let's continue to subscribe to this channel because our journey is all about to make it 14,000 subscribers before the end of this month, such that for the remaining 2 months, July and August, before the season resumes, we target 20,000 subscribers or 30,000 subscribers. And I know that is possible because you fans of United are really so much geared up and favored up to see to it that, and fired up to see to it that we take this channel to the next level. Rokan David is my name, and let's get into what Eriksen had to say about Rasmus Hojlund. He said, I can see him at Man United, but I haven't recommended him to Erik ten Hag. He's a fantastic guy and a good player, and has really developed brilliantly at Atalanta. What the club ends up doing, I'll not be able to answer via the Sports Witness. And he has said, I can see him at Man United. And he says, but I haven't recommended him to Erik ten Hag. I think seeing him at Man United is the same as recommending him to Manchester United. That is it, because we are already linked to him. There is no need for Eriksen to say that I'm not recommending him to Erik ten Hag. I understand that he need to put that caveat onto his statement, but we all understand that Eriksen and Rasmus Hojlund are really two players that met up at the Danish national team, and I think Eriksen would love to see him come to Man United, and obviously would love to see him come to Man United, and though that's how these two were the national team. This is Rasmus Hojlund and this is Eriksen, and for Rasmus Hojlund, even yesterday he found himself on the score sheet as Denmark drew with Slovenia 1-1, and he leveled the game in the 42nd minute of the game. That is Rasmus Hojlund. Scoring has never been an issue for him. Putting that ball at the back of the net is not an issue for him. The only issue is, do you create enough chances for him? Get him those balls, create those chances, he's going to go ahead and really score in those balls. I've seen people coming out and shouting that Rasmus Hojlund is not that kind of striker that we should start our season with. Guys, I have always given you a chance of Chicharito. Remember Chicharito when he came in through? We signed him way back from Guadalajara, that is Mexico. He came in through and he started very many games and scored very many goals for Man United. That is it. Look at Julian Alves, however much they are having Haaland, but you all understand that Man City plays better when they're having Julian Alves leading that line, and even if Haaland gets an injury for like 3-4 months, he can lead the line and has proven that he can score in those goals. The same applies to Rasmus Hojlund. I really have a lot of belief in him that we just need to see him come at Man United, because he's really one of those talents that you really know that he's going to be the next big thing in the world. So, and I've always said this on several occasions and platforms, that I rather a Rasmus Hojlund than a Harry Kane. Rasmus Hojlund, 20 years of age, he is one for the future and who can get the job done as up. Haaland left Salzburg and joined Borussia Dortmund at the age of 19. he went ahead to score very many goals there. Trust me, see Rasmus Hojlund as a Haaland, and he's more talented than Haaland. He's better on the foot than Haaland. He has a better technique than Haaland. Trust me, he's a better goal scorer than Haaland. But the problem is, he has not yet gone to the levels or teams that are going to put him to those levels of obviously scoring in very many goals. Trust me, if a team like Borussia Dortmund can go in and sign Rasmus Hojlund, next season they can sell him 130 million pounds. That is it. That is it. So, this guy is talented. If at all you've seen him play, you can go ahead and obviously side with me that he's really one of those talents that should come to Man United, and I think he can lead our line and obviously score those goals. I don't want even to see people moan about him being the first centre forward of Man United. Trust me, if you're having Rasmus Hojlund, you're having Marcus Rashford, you're having Anton Martial, at least we're far much better than last season. This season is all about looking better than how we were last season, because what brought problems to Man United last season was lack of squad depth. You will understand. When we got injuries, they just attacked us hard, you know? And those are areas we need to really reinforce. A centre forward, a midfielder who can come in and obviously do the Casemiro if at all Casemiro is really injured, suspended or rested. We need a right-sided centre back and we need a second midfielder and a goalkeeper. If we can get those 5 signings in and a read of quality, we are going to give Man City a run for this season. Trust me, people don't see this happening, but it can happen because we already have the first core on which our team is built, and we all admit that our first team can go head to head with City, with Arsenal, with Liverpool, name it. The problem is, how long can it go throughout the season? That's why we require in other quality additions to the squad. And one of the hindrances that might put this deal to a pause or to a stalemate is this. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and told us that Atalanta now wants closer to 70 million euros for Rasmus Hojlund. Manchester United thinks it's unrealistic and wants a realistic fee demand. Hojlund really wants the move and is on United side. So Rasmus Hojlund wants to come to Man United. That's no brainer. And Manchester United feel like the 70 million euro valuation of Rasmus Hojlund is really huge. And this is where I ask the thoughts of Manchester United onto a deal of this player. I think it's real, you know, in this market where you can get Declan Rice at £100 million, you know, why don't a striker like Rasmus Hojlund go for that amount of money? If United is going to go ahead and really buy Mason Mount at like £56 million, why do they think that buying Rasmus Hojlund at £60 million is not realistic? If they want to get a striker at that amount of money, they should go out to Brazil and scout for certain strikers that are not known. But when Man United knocks on the door, obviously you anticipate high amounts of money. This guy is special, and that's it. We should pay off the money and bring him at Man United because he's a long-term player, you know? He's a long-term player. If people are okay with United paying £100 million for Harry Kane, who is going to play like 3-4 seasons at Man United, then why aren't they okay with United dishing £60 million to Atalanta on this long-lasting striker that you're bringing in at Man United who even has a resale value? Harry Kane has no resale value unless otherwise you're selling him to Saudi Arabia. But Rasmus Hojlund has a resale value. He has a resale value. Even if he comes at Man United and plays some 4-5 seasons, banging in goals and Madrid comes in through, you can get £200 million from him. So I would like us to set our minds into the best way possible and let our brains get served the best way that this deal is moving in the right direction. That's it. So for me, I have no problem with the price. Others are saying he's overpriced. To me, he's not overpriced because if at all we're getting in midfielders at that amount of money, like Mason Mount, who is left with 1 year on his contract at £50 million, then what of Rasmus Hojlund? In this world, we all know that forwards are the most expensive signings in the world. Look, the entire list of players that United is interested in as far as the centre forward position is concerned don't go less than £60 million. Victor Osimhen, £130 million. Harry Kane, £100 million. Sorry about that. Goncalo Ramos, £100 million. Cole Muani, £80 million. You know, Dusan Vlahovic, £80 million. Rasmus Hojlund, if they say 60, then that's what the market is calling in for. I've read a tweet by one of the famous journalists that football sold its soul to money. That's not it. Why didn't you say all that when United was splashing big money on the likes of Roy Keane and so on and so forth? You know, when you brought in people like Nani, Tevez, Dimitar Berbatov, Luke Shaw, why didn't you say that? But because Man City has gone ahead to elevate this level and they're splashing money and winning, that's why we are trying to really taint their image. But trust me, United has been at the helm of spending money, but the problem was we have not been winning trophies because of the Glazers not getting in the right people on the job. So if Eriksen was here for the last 5 years, and if I told you to count them, we're going to have to spend close to £1 billion, then you would really understand that money is needed. And I think, let's not say football sold its soul to money. It's the order of the day, and it's money and broadcasting rights coming through into the game. And when competition increases, you expect more money to be splashed at the people and players that the clubs will need. So Rasmus Hojlund, €70 million, equivalent to £60 million. I think for a player like him, it's great. And we're only going to pay like £40 million up front, then £20 million of add-ons. Not bad business to be negotiated by Atalanta. Let's get this out of the way. At least let Eriksen enter the preseason with at least a striker and 2 midfielders in. So after that, let's do a story concerning Dean Henderson with the goalkeeping situation at Man United blowing hot and cold, going to the dilemma side. Paul Taylor, he's the Nottingham Forest writer for The Athletic, have told us that Nottingham Forest have made signing Dean Henderson a priority this summer. The club's hierarchy are prepared to finance a deal to sign him permanently. Agreeing on a fee is proving the biggest stumbling block for Henderson to Forest. Man United value him around £25 million. And this is where I come in and I bang my table hard, because how can United value Dean Henderson at only £25 million? That's a lie. You know, that's abysmal. And it shows you how we are poor at valuing these players. At least £30 million, I would accept it. But United valuing him at £25 million. And I'm going to be stunned if at all he leaves Man United at that cost. I think he's really having some 3 years left on his contract at Man United. And if at all we sell him at £25 million, I won't really be happy with it. At least let's get in 30 for him. But his departure also still has lots of questions, because United have not yet gone ahead to secure a goalkeeper. They've not secured the future of David De Gea, and they are all in dilemma and they don't know what's taking place. So if David De Gea happens to run his contract down by 30th, that is like 10 days from now, and he tells United, I'm walking away, that means the sale of Dean Henderson will delay, as United will be looking in for 2 more goalkeepers. You know, David De Gea has been around and been looking in for 1 more goalkeeper. If David De Gea quits, we'll be looking in for 2, first choice and second choice. That means Dean Henderson might be kept at Man United, and Ten Hag might sit him down and tell him, please, you're going to be our first choice goalkeeper next season, and Nottingham Forest might fail to get their player, and that is going to be something bad for us who really believe that Dean Henderson is good, but he doesn't deserve to be at Man United. We need a much more better goalkeeper, because when he was given a chance to prove himself, he failed. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as we let in very many goals because of him, but he's a better ball distributor, trust me, than David De Gea, and he's good at shot stopping. If at all Ten Hag sees a lot of potential in him, then he might give him green light to start Man United. But remember, Ten Hag talked to him in December to come back at Man United to cancel his loan at Forest, and he told him, no, unless I'm coming to dislodge David De Gea in between the stitches of Man United. So that is it, coming in from Nottingham Forest and Dean Henderson as regards to the goalkeeping situation at Man United. And lastly, as we close this chapter, we are having a story coming in from the James Darker, United correspondent for the Telegraph, has told us that the prospect of signing a new defender or strengthening in other areas is likely to depend on how successful Manchester United sell. So, if this is dependent on who we are going to sell, then why aren't we not offloading off the dead wood at Man United? There is a list of close to 10 players that are up for grabs to be sold by Man United, and we've not gone ahead to sell any of those. Look at Chelsea, how they're doing their business. Mason Mount, Kai Havertz. Arsenal have just gone ahead to submit their second bid that Chelsea is going to accept, and let Kai Havertz obviously cross sides from one London side of Chelsea to the North London side of Arsenal. Mason Mount is coming to Man United. They are selling off Eduardo Mendy, Koulibaly Koulibaly, Hakimi Ziyech are crossing to Saudi Arabia, and Chelsea is getting in money. They are offloading players. That's what we're supposed to be doing, and we are not doing it. And we are seated there comfortably talking of sales financing the incomings. Sales are supposed to be made by now. That is it. So, your thoughts on Eriksen recommending Hojlund to Man United are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Dean Henderson £25 million valuation to Nottingham Forest? And lastly, we have to sell to buy. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Broken David remains my name. I'm out. My Muslim friends, may Allah protect you abundantly. Me out.